Okay, hi guys. I want to talk about a topic that just really made me think and stirred up my mind. It's a statement that I made yesterday in a conversation randomly. Um, and the question that got asked to me as into, will I ever want to get married? And I'm like, I'm supposed to be married. I responded back in that way because that's really how I feel. Like, I know that to be a true statement. Um, but I did something unusual and, Lord, forgive me for, my lack of wisdom within that moment. I normally say I want my spouse to be spiritual. He has to be spiritual, or for me, that's a deal breaker. We won't grow the way we're supposed to be. But instead of saying that like I normally do, I said I want a God-fearing man. And I believe I said that in the aspect of the person I was talking to. That's how most Christian believers respond when they want a spouse. And it's like, I thought about it like, why would I want my spouse to fear God? Like, what is there that you're not accepting, yo? Like, it was weird to me, and it still is bothering me a little bit. Because it's like, I want you to recognize light in the dark, but I don't want you to be afraid of it. Why are you afraid of it? Like, why would you be afraid of that aspect? Like, even in that aspect, it's going to be something in my spouse that he's not going to accept within me. Because I am part of that. I identify as a goddess. It's like, there's going to be a part that won't accept. I feel like I'm getting all hot. Because it just really made me think in that metaphor as into you, that's not what you want. It's like I actually have experienced that aspect where I was with somebody who people would think I'm perfect for, honestly, in a metaphor of a way. I guess when it comes to a financial aspect. But he really do fear God. And he feared God in the aspect of he don't want to talk about him. He think it's not a real aspect. He think it's a waste of time. And that's where we always bumped heads, honestly, because it's like, that's how we grow. What are you talking about? So it's like, I don't want somebody who fears God. And I don't believe as believers should want somebody that fears God. It's weird. I feel like it's something else I wanted to say on that aspect. Just I feel my whole body heating up. I feel my pores opening up. It's so intriguing. I feel my pores opening up. It's because I actually have been talking about this topic a lot. Where I'm at now, fear reigns in this place. And it amazed me because just of the eye, you wouldn't believe that. You would think everything is like, flowing beautifully, but there's a lot of fear here. And it comes from a lack of accepting things. I'm gonna give an example. I talked about, if you know me, you've watched me a lot, you know I identify birds/chirpers as angels. The person I'm with, they were like, oh no, I don't like birds. I don't like things flying above me. And I'm just like, I'm appalled. I'm appalled. Like that's an angel, yo. You want them to be above you. You believe in eternal sight, right? You actually get to see it within the eye as into I'm down here with you and then I go on up there, then I come on back. And then didn't like cats either. I was like, Jesus. Oh, the cat was okay. I can accept it, but it was like the bird too, yo. Oh, Jesus. But simple things like that. It's seem like that's irrelevant, but for growth within this faith people, that's just like, yo, you need to accept this because you're missing something. Why is that a fear? And I talked about it in the translation. What did I say? I can't remember. Within the moment, I don't want to get off topic because there's so much I could talk about within this aspect. But it's the lack. See, I'm gonna break fear down because I had this conversation within myself last night before I went to sleep, honestly, because I couldn't get stuck past the part that I said a God fear man, and then I break words down. And it's like a God, God is light in the dark. A fearing man, you why would you want somebody that fears God? That why would you want somebody that fear God? You're supposed to love God. You're supposed to embrace God. He helps you. Why do you fear him? It's weird. You know, it's weird to me. But as I said, I had a conversation within myself yesterday before I went to bed. And as I said, I know how to recognize fear. Me and fear, we've been there, done that. Fear still creep up on me sometimes. I just be like, yo, what is it? You know, that's the thing with fear. You need to identify and recognize and ask, what do you want from me? Like, it sounds funny, I can chuckle, but that's what I really was asking yesterday. Like, what do you want from me? Like, why is this keep creeping up on me? Even how I've been dreaming, it's been coming in a fear aspect. And it's like, what is this? You know? And it's an acceptance aspect. It's like a puzzle piece, you know. How can I explain this? It came to me yesterday, and I felt like I knew I wasn't supposed to do it, to share it in this form of a way until today. But I gotta think for a second. You have to accept something and then put the puzzle piece in a certain area, and then you will realize why you put that puzzle piece in that placement once you accept it. Or you will realize, you know, maybe you shouldn't have put that piece there because it would have led to other side effects. It came in the emotion aspect because anger is a part of that aspect, but it comes after not accepting something. That's when fear creeps in. But this is either a forward movement or backwards. You have to accept something. Fear don't want you to fear it. Fear wants you to accept. It's like simple as that. It's a protection shield, but when you're not accepting it or even recognizing it, of course you're going to have fear for no reason. And that's where I was at last night with this whole conversation. Like accepting something. And what else I want to get at? I don't want to get off topic, but that's pretty much it. I think I summed it up really good. But I want to get back into the God fear man aspect. It's more broke down into that aspect. It's just, as I said before, and there's other believers, do not seek a God fearing man. Seek a spiritual one who's able to recognize light in the dark. Do not seek a God fearing man. He's not supposed to fear that. He's supposed to love and cherish it, you know, like, boy oh boy. And it appalled me when I said that out of my mouth. I don't ever say that. It appalled me. And as I just said, I had this conversation within myself yesterday when I was able to go back and reflect and think about my ex. He reminds me of a God-fearing man. Like, he literally fears God. He don't believe it. He thinks it's a figment of imagination, some fairy tale, you better stop telling that story aspect. And it's like, dude, there's nothing I can do with you. We're never going to grow. We really have never really grown the way we're supposed to grow because our growth, you don't believe it. So it's just like, it's funny that I actually said that, and it's like, you had that. Did you enjoy that aspect, ma'am? It's like, no, I did not. It felt like my values and everything just went down the drain because of that most important part. That's why, like, if my spouse is not spiritual, we're not gonna get nowhere. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I don't care how fine you is, you know, financially oscillante. That part is way more important. The spiritual aspect, the eternal connection is so much more important. I might have to make this video later on too, because it's like I feel like it's something else I want to talk about, but I'm not gonna force it if I'm not feeling it at the moment. And I feel like I said all that I needed to say, but I feel like I'm still missing something in that aspect within the conversation that I had yesterday with myself. I'm never talking to myself, but spirit is always with me and guides me. It's like within yourself. And then I have a whole child on top of that. So it's like, oh, that's another topic. So I'm getting off topic, but it's part of it. I'm going to make a video about that because I don't even know how to explain it at the moment. But it is extraordinaire. to already recognize an energy but then have it in you and receive the same type of guidance at the same time that you already naturally do, if that makes sense. I guess it's like one of those seeing it is believing it aspects, but it's like you don't even see it, you feel it. I hope that makes sense. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. I just wanted to record. I haven't even gotten dressed or anything yet. It's just I freshened up a little, of course, but I'm gonna do all that. And if I feel the need, I'll come back and record. But I just wanted to share that aspect because that's a big problem of energy that I don't personally want. I have experienced it, and it wasn't the funnest. But it's like that is a God-fearing one, right? I don't want that one.